So welcome to this video. So in this lab session we are going to see about implementation of power amplifiers. There are different classification based upon its operating point: class A amplifier, class B amplifier, class AB and class C. So for class A amplifier, the transistor will conduct for the 360 degree of the input cycle. So the transistor will conduct for the both positive and negative half cycle. So then it is called as class A amplifier. So if a transistor or switch conducts 180 degree, it conducts either positive or negative cycle, then it is called as class B amplifier. Then in between A and B, so class AB amplifier conducts greater than 180 degree and less than 360 degree. So it is called as class AB amplifier. Then class A amplifier, it conducts, transistor will conduct less than 180 degree. Then class D to class T, it is called as digital amplifier. So it is for operates under pulse width modulation. So we won't bother about this class D and T. So we are going to see about class A, class B and class A amplifier in this experiment. So class A amplifier, so we already completed in the previous experiment. Common emitter amplifier is the example for class A amplifier. So in common emitter amplifier, there is one transistor. The transistor will conduct for the both half cycle, positive cycle as well as negative cycle. The output will be the sinusoidal one. So that the common emitter amplifier is the class A amplifier. If there is a question asked, explain about the class A amplifier, then you can explain the common emitter configuration or common emitter amplifier only. So we will not see in the class A amplifier. So we are going to see about class A and class B amplifier in this experiment. So class B amplifier, the transistor, the active device will conduct only one half cycle. So only one half cycle. So for to make positive as well as negative output, so we should have the two type of transistor, PNP and NPN transistor. So the NPN transistor conducts for the positive cycle and the PNP transistor will conduct for the negative cycle of the input. So in the point of load line, so load line is the curve drawn between IC and VCE. The 2 points are, the top points are saturation point and the bottom points are cutoff point. So if the operating points is lies at the cutoff point, then it is called as also class B amplifier. So then only the signal can be increased only, it cannot be decreased. So the output will be only positive only, the output cannot be negative. So in case of NPN transistor. So if it is PNP transistor, the output may be only negative cycle, it will not be positive cycle. So this is the load line and operating point of class B amplifier. So in class B amplifier, the transistor will conduct only one cycle. So in other words, the class B amplifier doesn't have any biasing circuit. So in amplifier circuit, we need any of the biasing circuit: self bias, fixed bias, emitter feedback and collector feedback. But class B amplifier, it doesn't need any biasing circuit, any elements. So it consists of only load and coupling capacitors. So this is the circuit diagram of class B. So in full name, complementary symmetry push-pull amplifier. Class B, complementary symmetry push-pull amplifier. So the meaning is, what is meant by complementary means, we have the two transistor SL100 and SK100. One is NPN and another one is PNP transistor. Both has same characteristics and same specification. So except NPN and PNP, both has same specification. Both should same specification. So SL100, SK100 we are going to use. So the basis of two transistors are circuited and it is connected to the signal through the coupling capacitor, and two emitters are short circuited, and through this emitter we are connecting one load, output load. So since the output is taken from the emitter, it is called as common collector configuration. So it will amplify only current, it will not amplify the voltage. The voltage gain of the common this class B amplifier is less than unity. So if the you are giving 2 volt input, the output will be less than 2 volt. So it will increase current only, it will not increase the voltage. So this is class B amplifier. So the operation for positive half cycle, so this point has positive input. So if the base of the NPN transistor is positive, then it is forward bias. So the NPN transistor will conduct, the current will flow from plus VCC, then collector, emitter, then the RL through the coupling capacitor CC. So the positive cycle will conduct due to the conduction of NPN transistor. So similarly, in negative half cycle, so in negative half cycle, the NPN transistor is reverse bias and the PNP transistor will in forward bias. So the PNP transistor will conduct, so the current flow path is minus VCC, collector to emitter of PNP transistor and to the load. So the output is negative half cycle due to the conduction of PNP transistor. So the positive half cycle in the output due to the NPN transistor and the negative half cycle due to the PNP transistor. So that we have both the positive cycle and negative cycle in the output without any biasing circuit. So without any biasing circuit means the operating point should lies at cutoff region or cutoff point. Okay. So here on complications, what is it? For any semiconductor, it may be a diode or Zener diode or transistor. For any semiconductor, if the input supply or input is less than 0.7, then the transistor will not conduct. It may be a transistor, it may be a PN junction diode or Zener diode. If the input is less than 0.7, the semiconductor will not conduct. So that if you are applying a 2 volt input here, so if the input is less than 0.7, both the transistor will not conduct. Okay, so that if the input is less than 0.6, positive 0.6 or negative 0.6, the output will not be there. So this is called as crossover distortion. So our requirement is, output requirement is sinusoidal output, but we have one output with the crossover distortion. So this is the disadvantage of class B complementary symmetry push-pull amplifier. So we have crossover distortion because of both the transistor will not conduct if the input voltage is less than 0.7 volt. So we are going to simulate this class B amplifier in the Protus platform. So how to overcome this crossover distortion means we are going to the next approach, class AB amplifier. So why the transistor will not conduct if the input signal is less than 0.6 means we are pre-bias the transistor using this diode circuit. So in this circuit, so we have two diodes D1, D2 and is connected through R1 and R2. So if the diode D1 is connected to plus VCC through R1, so that the diode D1 is forward bias. Similarly, diode D2 is connected to negative VCC through R2, so that diode D2 also forward bias. So if the supply is switched on without giving the input signal, so the diode D1 and D2 is conducting, so that the voltage across the diode will be always in forward bias. See, the anode of the diode will be plus 0.7 and the cathode of the diode D2 is minus 0.7. So this plus 0.7 and minus 0.7 pre-bias this NPN transistor and the PNP transistor. So that if the input is less than 0.6, the 0.6 voltage is supplied by the diode D1. So if the input is less than minus 0.6, the minus 0.6 voltage is supplied by the diode D2. So that the crossover distortion is eliminated. So we already pre-bias this transistor, NPN transistor as well as PNP transistor. We are already give some input voltage to the base of the NPN as well as PNP. So it may be 0.6 volt without giving in input signal. So it is called as class AB amplifier. So it is the operating point will not be in the cutoff region. We have give 1.7 volt using this D1 and resistance R1 without giving the input signal. So that here we pre-bias this circuit Q1. So that the transistor will conduct 180 degree and the negative cycle also here we will conduct somewhat. So it is called as positive cycle, it is conducting fully 180 degree, and negative cycle it conducts a smaller amount of portions. So that it is called as class AB amplifier. So class AB amplifier eliminates this crossover distortion. So this is the output waveform of class AB amplifier. Here it eliminates the crossover distortion. So next up we are going to simulate this class B as well as class AB amplifier in the Protos platform. So I think initially we discuss about the Protos software, the installation procedure as well as the backup files are already shared with you. Open the Protos software, then here schematic capture, press the schematic capture. So we will have the window. In the first circuit diagram, we have one NPN transistor and PNP transistor, two coupling capacitors and one load resistance, one signal input and one CRO. We need to measure the output signal. So I am going to pick the NPN transistor 547. I think exactly BC547. So here I am using BC547. This is a NPN transistor. Then this is a BC557. This is a PNP transistor. Then my input as well as output coupling capacitors 1 microfarad, 1 U capacitors, here I choose non-polarized. Okay, I choose. Then load resistance 1 kilo ohm, 1K in the category resistance, and 2 watts metal film 1K. Okay. So then I need plus VCC and minus VCC. So for that I need battery. So I choose the battery. Okay, this is enough. So first I am going to place PNP transistor, then NPN transistor. I have to connect emitter to emitter, so that I am going to X mirror this Q2. Right click here, actually Y mirror. So emitter and emitter can be connected now. Then the two base are connected, and we need power supply, dual power supply. So how we are achieving the dual power supply means, we have one RPS or battery and another RPS or another battery. So we should connect these two batteries, minus to plus, and that should be grounded. Place terminal ground. Connect plus and minus and should be connected to ground. Then it will be made at plus VCC, and it is as minus VCC. So plus 9 and minus 9. So it is enough. Okay. Then we have input and output coupling capacitors. I have one load resistance, load resistance, and another end should be connected to ground. Okay, so this is input. So I am going to measure the voltage across this 1 kilo ohm load resistance. So otherwise, so this is going to be connected to ground. Place, terminal and ground. So it is look like a circuit diagram. Okay. Then we are going to give the input. Again press right click, place, generator, here sine. We are going to give the sine waveform input. Here the amplitude, double click the signal, and the amplitude is, I am going to give 2 volts, and frequency some 100 hertz in your value. Okay. Then I am going to measure the output. Right click, place, and virtual instrument, oscilloscope. Point A is my input, scope A, and scope, the next point is my output. So this is input, this is output. Okay, that's all, the circuit is over. Then going to run. Here the bottom corner there is a run button, press run. Here we have the output. So like a conventional CRO, so we have channel A, channel B, channel C and channel D. So we connected the input channel A and B. So I adjust the channel A and channel B for better view. So we can see that here there is a crossover distortion. We can measure this crossover distortion. It is because of both the transistor will not conduct if the signal is less than 0.6. So here the zero crossing side, the signal is less than 0.6. In that time both the transistor will not conduct, so that there will be no output. So the blue color waveform is input and the yellow color waveform is input and blue color waveform is output. So we should measure the time period as well as voltage. So here, so how to measure the time period is, so we should adjust. Okay, so this dotted portion is zero reference. Okay, so the maximum value is here. We have 2 boxes, positive we have 2 boxes and negative we have 2 boxes. 2 plus 2, totally we have 4 boxes, and the channel A, the pointer shows 1 volt. So 1 into 4, our voltage is 4 volts. The tabular column input, our voltage is 4 volt. So positive 2 volt and negative we have 2 volts. Totally peak to peak voltage is 4 boxes and the division is 1, 4 into 1, so 1 volts. So similarly, in the output also we have exactly we have 2.1, positive cycle 2.1 and negative cycle 2.1. So 2.1, 2.1, 4.2, and here the multiplier is 0.5. In channel B the multiplier is 0. So 4.2 into 0.5, my voltage is 2.1, my input voltage is 4 volt, my output voltage is 2.1 volt, because this class B amplifier never amplifies the voltage, it amplifies only the current. If you measure the ammeter as well as we are connecting the power load to the circuit, it will drive. So the common collector configuration or emitter follower will not amplify the voltage, always its voltage gain will be less than 1. So input voltage is 4 volt, output voltage is 2.1 volt. Then we are going to measure the time period. So our time period is, so here the complete positive cycle and negative cycle. So I am going to move 1 box, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 into 5, 10. So we have 10 boxes, x-axis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to 10 boxes. My time division is 1 here. My time division is 1 millisecond. So 10 into 1 millisecond. So the total time period is 10 milliseconds. So my time period is 10 millisecond. So my frequency will be 1 by time period. So 1 divided by 10 millisecond. 10 into, so we get the frequency of 100 hertz. So we get, we already set it as 100 hertz. F is equal to 100 kilohertz. So that our time period is 10 millisecond. So here our output is also same as the input. The time will be as well as frequency will not be vary. So that in our output is also the time period is 10 millisecond. So for this value of voltage and time period, you have to make a graph and have to submit. So peak to peak means for the positive cycle 2 volt and the negative cycle 2 volts. So totally the total height from positive side to negative, the voltage should be 4 volt. And the 10 millisecond consists of x-axis positive cycle and the negative cycle. The total time period is 10 millisecond. So that the applied frequency is 100 hertz. So we implemented the class B amplifier input and output with the crossover distortion. So how we are going to overcome this crossover distortion means we are going to add diode and resistance in the circuit. Same circuit, we are going to add diode and resistance, and we need one more coupling capacitance C1, C2. So I am going to stop the simulation. I am going to modify the circuit. Okay, I need diode. So peak components, diode name is 1N 4001. 1N 4001. So this is our general purpose diode. So I choose, and the resistance we have already. So I am choosing here a diode to rotate plus key, and another diode. So diode polarity is very much important. Then here one resistance. Here also we have one resistance. So I need two coupling capacitance. C1 is here and another coupling capacitance C2 is here. To rotate plus key, so this is a circuit diagram of class AB amplifier, class AB amplifier. So we already pre-biased this Q1 and Q2 using this diode. So the diode is conducting means the diode anode of the diode is 0.7 volt and the cathode of this D2 is minus 0.7 volt. So that the Q1 as well as Q2 is pre-biased, so that the crossover distortion will be eliminated. So the scope point A is connected to the input and B is connected to output. So circuit is over. I am going to simulate. So we have input as well as output waveform without crossover distortion. We can note it without crossover distortion. Okay. So the voltage will be same because the input is we will not modify. So we will give the input as 2 volt. So the peak to peak input voltage is 4 volt and the frequency is 100 Hz. So the time period is 10 millisecond. So you can measure again also. The input we have 4 boxes and 1 volt. So we have 4 volts. 4 volts peak to peak. Positive cycle 2 volt and negative cycle 2 volts. And output also we have 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes, 1 volt. So 4 into 1, 1 volts. The crossover distortion is eliminated. So there will not be any voltage drop. The time period totally positive and negative cycle consists of 10 boxes, x axis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 into 1 millisecond, so that we have 10 millisecond. Okay. So we have taken the class A as well as class A amplifier readings. So you should make a graph for it. So for that reading input as well as output, you should make a graph and you have to submit in the Moodle. So if you have any doubts in this regard, you can contact us personally. So we have completed the class B and class AB amplifier. So this is the reading for class B amplifier. So and this is the reading for class AB amplifier. So you should make the graph for the class B as well as class AB amplifier, and I have to submit in the Moodle. Thank you.